This is not just another video, this is a mental slap you didn't know you needed. I'm about to say what your friends won't, your family can't, and your comfort fears. You'll either hate me or thank me after this. But one thing's for sure, you won't forget it. You think your problem is money. It's not. Money is just the mirror. It reflects back the way you think, the way you make decisions, and the way you value yourself. You don't have a financial problem. You have a mental operating system problem. If I handed you $10,000 right now, but left your mindset exactly as it is, you'd find a way to be broke again. Why? Because your habits, your beliefs, your fears, and your relationship with risk have already decided your future. The poor don't stay poor because the world is unfair, though life will throw its punches. They stay poor because their mind is tuned to survival, not growth. They make decisions for Friday night instead of 5 years from now. They measure progress in hours worked, not in value created. They see opportunity, but ask, what if it fails, instead of what if it changes everything? This isn't judgment, it's a truth I had to learn myself. I was broke once too, not just in my bank account, but in my thinking. I thought hard work alone would save me. It didn't. Hard work with a poor mind only builds a bigger cage. Money flows to people who know what to do with it before it arrives. If you fear losing it, you will never risk enough to grow it. If you believe rich people are lucky, you'll unconsciously sabotage your own chance at wealth just to stay consistent with that belief. If you think money is the answer, you'll miss the real answer. Money is just a tool. Your mind is the craftsman, and a dull craftsman will waste even the sharpest tools. You want more money? Then stop obsessing over money. Obsess over value. Obsess over becoming the person who can hold wealth without letting it slip through your fingers. Because wealth isn't stored in your bank account, it's stored in your skill set, your mindset, and your ability to turn challenges into income. A rich man who loses everything can rebuild because his wealth is in him, not on paper. A poor man who wins the lottery will be bankrupt in years because the numbers changed, but the mind stayed the same. Until you rewire your relationship with money, until you stop seeing it as something you chase and start seeing it as something you attract, you will keep running in circles. You're not broke because of your job, the economy, or even bad luck. You're broke because you've been taught to think like a consumer instead of a creator. Consumers spend what they have and hope it's enough. Creators build something that pays them long after the work is done. Until you switch sides, your story won't change. So here's the truth. Your bank balance is a lagging indicator of your thoughts. Change your thoughts and the balance will follow. But that change is not comfortable. It will force you to cut habits, distance yourself from certain people, and sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term power. Most people won't do it. They'll call it too risky, too uncertain, too extreme. But those are the same people who will still be complaining about money 5 years from now, while the ones who acted will be free. You've been told your whole life to be realistic. Do you know what realistic actually means for most people? It means staying broke but comfortable. It means lowering your vision until it no longer scares you. It means trading the possibility of freedom for the certainty of a paycheck that barely covers the month. And here's the dangerous part. Once you accept that level of life, you'll defend it. You'll convince yourself it's noble to settle. You'll call the wealthy greedy, the ambitious arrogant, and the dreamers naive, because deep down you're afraid that if they can do it, you could have too, and you didn't. The mind will protect its comfort even if that comfort is killing your future. You'll say things like, money isn't everything, but you'll spend 80% of your waking hours working for it. You'll say, I'm not materialistic, but your stress, your relationships, and your health will all suffer because of financial pressure. You'll make peace with being broke because admitting it's your thinking, not your circumstances, means taking responsibility. And responsibility is heavy, heavier than blame. Napoleon Hill once said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. The problem is, most minds have been trained to conceive and believe in limits, not possibilities. If you were raised around scarcity, you inherited scarcity thinking. If you heard phrases like, we can't afford that, money doesn't grow on trees, or rich people are selfish, you didn't just hear them, you absorbed them. They became the laws you live by, even if you don't realize it. And until you break those laws in your own mind, you'll keep living under their sentence. You have to re-educate yourself financially, not just in numbers and budgets, but in philosophy. Money is not moral or immoral, it's neutral. It's power, and power amplifies whoever holds it. If you're generous, money will make you more generous. If you're careless, money will magnify that carelessness. Stop fearing what money might turn you into, and start fearing what the lack of money has already turned you into. Has it made you desperate, dependent, silent when you should have spoken? Has it made you settle for less than you're worth? That's not humility. That's financial captivity. And here's the part nobody wants to hear. You will never earn more than the value you provide. Your paycheck is not a reflection of how hard you work. It's a reflection of how hard you are to replace. If you want your income to grow, you must grow first. Learn skills that multiply your worth. Stop trading hours for dollars and start creating systems that earn even when you're not there. Because the rich don't sell time, they buy time. And they buy it with the money they earn from assets, not just effort. This is why mindset matters more than the money itself, because the mind determines the moves. If you see $1,000 as spending money, you'll lose it. If you see $1,000 as seed money, you'll grow it. If you see opportunity as risky, you'll avoid it and stay exactly where you are. If you see opportunity as the doorway to your next level, you'll step through even if you're scared. The only real risk is staying broke in a world that rewards the bold. So ask yourself, what is the price of your current mindset? How many years will you keep trading for the illusion of safety? How many dreams will you bury because the numbers don't add up right now? How many times will you watch others pass you, not because they're smarter, but because they believed in themselves enough to act? Your financial breakthrough isn't waiting for a raise, an inheritance, or a lucky break. It's waiting for you to stop thinking like the person who's still struggling. The truth is, money has rules. Not the rules you learned in school. Those were about obedience, not wealth. I'm talking about the rules that the wealthy know but rarely say out loud. The first rule is simple. Money flows to clarity. If you don't know exactly what you want, why you want it, and how you'll use it, money will pass right through your hands. You can't attract what you treat vaguely. Most people want more money, but more than what? For what purpose? With what plan? When your vision is fuzzy, your results will always be blurry. The second rule is that money follows courage. Opportunities are everywhere, but they're only visible to the brave. Most people don't miss opportunities because they never show up. They miss them because fear blinds them. Fear of losing, fear of failing, fear of looking foolish. But here's what the wealthy know. Every risk feels like loss in the beginning. It's only later that it feels like growth. If you wait until you're certain, you've already missed it. And the third rule is that money demands management. You can't be trusted with more if you mismanage what you have now. This is why some people's finances never change. They keep praying for more, but keep proving they can't handle it. Wealth is not given to the unprepared. It flows to those who respect it. If you can't save from a small income, you won't save with a large one. If you can't invest a little, you won't invest a lot. You're not waiting on more money. More money is waiting on a better you. Napoleon Hill taught that riches begin in the mind, not the bank. If your mental ledger is full of debts, self-doubt, excuses, envy, you can't expect your financial ledger to be in surplus. Your mind is the soil, money is the harvest, and your daily choices are the seeds. If you plant fear, impatience, and ignorance, don't be surprised when you reap struggle, debt, and scarcity. But if you plant discipline, skill, and vision, the harvest will be inevitable. Because wealth responds to the same law every crop does. You reap what you sow, multiplied. You can't keep saying, I can't afford it, and expect to build wealth. Replace that with, how can I afford it? That one question flips the brain from shutdown mode into creativity mode. Instead of closing the door, it forces you to look for windows. Instead of confirming your limits, it challenges them. The wealthy live in how, the poor live in can't, and the mind you choose determines the life you live. You are not broke because life has been unfair. Life is unfair to everyone in different ways. You are broke because up to now you have thought in ways that produced broke results. Change the thinking and the results will have no choice but to change. Stop telling yourself money is evil. It's a magnifier. Stop telling yourself rich people are lucky, they are strategic. Stop telling yourself you can't, because you're the one deciding what you can and can't do. If you truly want to escape financial struggle, you must stop seeing yourself as a victim of money and start seeing yourself as its master. Money is a servant. It will work for you if you give it a job. But if you serve it, you will forever be enslaved to it. The choice is yours, and you make it with every decision decision you take from this moment forward. Listen to me carefully. Money doesn't change you, it exposes you. If you're careless now, you'll be reckless then. If you're disciplined now, you'll be unstoppable then. The world will try to convince you that you're broke because of bad luck, bad timing, or bad breaks. But the truth is, most people are broke because of bad thinking. And bad thinking is a choice you can change starting today. Stop waiting for a miracle. Stop waiting for someone to give you a raise, a loan, or a lucky break. Stop waiting for one day when the bills will be gone and the opportunities will just appear. That day never comes for the one who keeps thinking the way they always have. The only real miracle is when a person finally decides, enough. I will not think this way anymore. I will not live this way anymore. I will not keep building a prison with my own thoughts. From this moment forward, every dollar you touch is proof of the choices you've made. And every choice from here on is a vote for the life you will live 5 years from now. You want freedom? You want wealth? Then make your thinking worth it. Make your habits worth it. Make your sacrifices worth it. Because you're not broke because of money. You're broke because you've been living like the old you. The future you, the wealthy, wise, disciplined you is waiting, and the price to meet them is simple. Kill the thinking that's kept you here right now. Before another year passes and you're still telling the same story, still fighting the same battles, still blaming the same excuses. The decision is yours, and it always has been. Understand this. Money is a shadow. It follows the shape of your thinking. If your thinking is small, your shadow will always be small. If your thinking is fearful, your shadow will always hide in the dark. You cannot pull more money into your life without first stretching your mind to fit it. And stretching hurts. It will feel uncomfortable, unnatural, even dangerous at first. But that's how growth feels in every area of life. People say, when I have more money, I'll change. They don't realize it works in reverse. When you change, you'll have more money. You'll spot opportunities others can't see because you've trained your mind to look for them. You'll make moves others are too scared to make because you've trained your courage to be stronger than your fear. And you'll keep the wealth you build because you've trained your discipline to be stronger than your impulses. Here's the test. If tomorrow every dollar in your account disappeared, could you rebuild? If the answer is no, then your focus should not be on protecting the money you have. It should be on building the mind that can create it again. Because when your mind is rich, your money will never truly run out. So stop obsessing over the balance in your bank account. Start obsessing over the balance in your mindset. Feed it books instead of gossip. Surround it with builders instead of complainers. Push it into rooms where you feel like the smallest person there, because that's where you'll grow the fastest. Money will come and go, but the mind you build will serve you for a lifetime. And the moment you master your thinking, you will never be broke another day in your life. The real poverty is not in your pockets, it's in your perspective. And the richest person in any room is not the one with the biggest bank account, but the one with the sharpest mind, the clearest vision, and the discipline to act on it. You've been taught to chase money like it's running from you. But money doesn't run, it waits. It waits for the person who has grown enough to hold it, manage it, and multiply it without fear or waste. If you keep thinking like the person who's struggling, you will keep living like the person who's struggling. But the second you start thinking like the person you want to become, your actions will shift, your decisions will sharpen, and your results will change. It won't be instant, and it won't be easy, but it will be inevitable, because the world bends for the mind that refuses to stay small. So here's the final truth. Money is not your master, it's your mirror. It will always reflect the person you are right now. If you don't like what you see, don't curse the mirror. Change the person standing in front of it. Build the mind, the money will follow. And when it does, you won't just be rich, you'll be unbreakable. You have two choices from this moment forward. You can keep living with the same patterns, the same fears, the same comfort-driven thinking that's kept you counting the days until your next paycheck. Or you can draw the line today. Not tomorrow, not when things get better. Today. Because there is no such thing as financial freedom without mental freedom. If your mind is still chained to scarcity, it won't matter how much you earn. You'll always feel like you're drowning. And if your mind is trained for abundance, no setback can keep you under. You'll always find a way back to the surface. Stop telling yourself this is just how life is. No, this is just how life is when you refuse to change how you think. The day you master your mindset is the day your money stops controlling you. And the day your money stops controlling you is the day you start controlling your life. You're not broke because of what's in your wallet. You're broke because of what's in your head. Fix that, and the money will never be a problem again. So here's the final question you have to answer. Will you keep living like the person who needs money just to survive? Or will you become the person who knows how to create it, control it, and command it at will? The difference between those two lives isn't luck. It isn't timing. It isn't even talent. It's mindset. And your mindset is a decision. Make the right one, because every day you delay, the life you could have lived slips further away. Money is not the destination. It's the side effect of becoming the kind of person who deserves it, earns it, and multiplies it. And that kind of person doesn't wait for luck, doesn't beg for chances, and doesn't settle for excuses. They decide. They decide who they will be, how they will think, and what they will do, no matter how hard, no matter how long it takes. They train their mind until it becomes sharper than any fear, stronger than any setback, and hungrier than any comfort zone. And when you become that person, money can't help but find you. Opportunities can't help but find you. Freedom can't help but find you. So don't ask, when will my money change? Ask, when will my mind change? Because the moment your mind changes, everything else will follow. The choice is in your hands, and the clock is already ticking. You see, money is like water. If your hands are closed, you can't catch it. If your hands are weak, you can't hold it. And if your hands are careless, you'll spill every drop you've been given. That's why building wealth starts with building yourself. The problem is, most people want to skip the building phase. They want the mansion without laying bricks. They want the harvest without planting seeds. They want the results of discipline without living the life of discipline. And when they finally get money, it slips through their fingers, because the habits that made them broke are still alive, still controlling their choices, still whispering in their ear. It's fine, you've earned the right to relax. But wealth is not a reward. Wealth is a responsibility. It demands management, control, vision. It will not stay with the person who treats it like a prize to be spent instead of a tool to be used. If you've ever wondered why the same people win over and over while others seem to lose no matter how many chances they get, it's because winning is not an event, it's a pattern. And losing is not bad luck, it's also a pattern. Break your patterns and you break your limits. Keep your patterns and you keep your limits. I know you've been told money will solve everything, but it won't. It will amplify everything. If you're irresponsible now, you'll be 10 times more irresponsible with more money. If you're disciplined now, you'll be 10 times more disciplined with more money. So stop asking, how do I make more? Start asking, how do I become more? Because when you grow into the person who can control their mind, control their habits, and control their emotions, you will control your money. And when you control your money, you control your freedom. Freedom from debt, freedom from fear, freedom from the endless cycle of surviving instead of living. And when you finally taste that freedom, you'll realize it was never about the money, it was always about you. You've got one life, one shot, and every single day you spend thinking like the old you is a day stolen from the future you could have had. There will never be a right time. The perfect opportunity isn't coming. Nobody is going to knock on your door and hand you freedom. You either decide to take it or you watch it fade away while you tell yourself stories about why you couldn't. And here's the truth you need to hear. The only difference between the rich and the poor is not opportunity, not education, not even hard work. It's belief. Belief in what's possible, belief in what they deserve, and belief in their ability to make it real. You can have every tool in the world, but if you don't believe you're the kind of person who can win, you'll sabotage every step forward. But the second you believe, truly believe that you are capable, worthy, and ready, the world starts to rearrange itself around you. So stop waiting for permission. Stop negotiating with your potential. Stop telling yourself one day when all you ever have is today. Make the choice, not tomorrow, now. Because the life you dream of is waiting. And the only thing standing between you and that life is the person you refuse to stop being. One day, you will wake up and you will be out of time. No more tomorrows, no more next year, no more when things settle down. The dreams you've been protecting in your mind will either be alive in your reality or they will be buried with you. You have to decide which it will be. And I'll tell you something most people don't want to admit. The pain of discipline is nothing compared to the pain of regret. Discipline stings for a moment. Regret rots forever. Every single great fortune, every story of success, every life of freedom you've ever admired, it started the same way, with someone deciding that the person they had been until now was no longer enough. That's your doorway. That's your moment. Not next week, not after you figure it out. Now. Because wealth isn't hiding from you. Success isn't ignoring you. They are both standing exactly where they've always been, on the other side of the work you've been avoiding. And the truth? You can stay as you are and keep the life you have, or you can step into the fire, burn away the old you, and walk out unrecognizable to the person who used to settle. But if you do nothing, if you choose comfort over growth, excuses over effort, and fear over belief, don't blame life, don't blame luck, don't blame money, because the only thing that truly kept you from the life you wanted was you. So remember this, money will never change who you are. It will only make you more of it. If you are broke in your habits, you will stay broke in your reality. If you are rich in your mindset, wealth will chase you without you having to beg for it. Your future is not waiting for money. Your future is waiting for you to think differently, act differently, and become different. And the moment you make that choice, the game changes forever.